Hello everyone, welcome to yet another video, and in this video we are going to talk about factorization. So we are talking about factorization is what we're going to talk about. So how do we factorize, or what is this term factorization? So this term, when they say factorization, simply means we are finding the common factors. So you're finding the common factors. How do we find the common factors? For example, they will give us to say factorize. So factorize completely. So factorize completely, and then they will give us 5, which is minus 20x square. So 5 minus 20x square, and then they have said factorize. Factorize completely. So 5 minus 20x square. There's a square here, and then there's a variable which is x, and then there's a coefficient which is 20, and then there's 5 here. So the first thing that we're supposed to do, this is very simple. So the first step to do is to find the number that can go into 5 and 20 without leaving a remainder. So finding the number that can go into 5 and 20 without leaving a remainder, that is what we're going to do first. So which is apart from 1, the number that can go into 5 and 20 apart from 1, which is 5. So 5, and then we open the bracket. So we are going to say 5 into 5, which will give us 1, and then minus 5 into 20 to give us 4x square, and then we close. This is what we have. But this is not the final, because they have said completely. So we are supposed to factorize it completely. So the next step is 5. We open the big brackets, and then we find the two different squares. So the two different squares is inside. So these are the two different squares. The reason why we're coming up with the two different squares, because there's a negative and a square. So this square is what simply defines two different squares. So these two different squares. So the first bracket should have a positive sign, and then the second will have a negative sign. So the first one, positive sign, the second, negative sign. And then we're going to ask ourselves again to say, which number can I multiply by itself to give me 1, which is 1. So 1 will be here, and then the other one will be there. So when we multiply 1 multiply by 1, it will give us 1. And then this side, which number can we multiply twice, or can we multiply by itself to give us 4? So the number that can be multiplied by itself to give us 4, which is a 2. So here 2, and then the other side 2 as well. So when you say positive 2 multiplied by negative 2, it will give us negative 4. And then x squared simply means there are 2 x. So there is x this side, and then there is x that side. When you say x multiplied by x, it will give us x squared. So this is how we factorize completely. Other example about factorization, we have 3w squared minus 12. 3w squared minus 12. We are still factorizing. So 3w squared minus 12. That's the second example. So the first thing that we're supposed to do is to find the number that can go into 3 and 12 without leaving a remainder apart from 1. So 3 and 12 without leaving a remainder, which is 3. So we're going to say 3, and then open bracket, 3 into 3, 1, which we are going to remain with w squared, minus, which is 3 into 12, we're going to have a 4. So like that. At this point, similar to the first example, it's similar. So what are we going to do? We are going to do different squares as well. So two different squares. So these two brackets, and then the other one there. The other one should have a positive, the other one should have a negative sign. Those are the two different squares. So w squared simply means there are 2 w, because there's a square. So 1 w here, and then the other one there. When we say w multiplied by w, we're going to get w squared. And then the positive multiplied by negative, we're going to have negative 4. Which number can we multiply twice to give us 4, which is a 2? So 2 here and then the 2 there. So 2 multiplied by 2, it will give us 4. So this is how we factorize completely. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you.